I actually hadn't made a wish list for the year 2020. I kind of just went forth and made decisions. Hello, welcome back to Classics with a Quirk, where I talk about primarily luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. If this is the kind of content that you find interesting, please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. Now that it's 2021, a new year full of new exciting possibilities, here's hoping, I thought it might be a good idea to make a wish list for this coming year. I really like these sorts of videos. I like seeing what other people have on their wish lists and their reasonings behind them. And I actually hadn't made a wish list for the year 2020. I kind of just went forth and made decisions. Of course, 2021 was a year, for most of us, and I think a lot of us participated in a little bit of retail therapy. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I was able to stay on top of all my finances. I didn't go into debt. I didn't spend above my means, but I did buy some things that I might not have bought had it not been the year 2020. I don't really regret any of my purchases, maybe one or two. And I'm actually thinking of making a best and worst luxury purchases of 2020 video, so if you're interested in that, please do let me know. Stay tuned for more videos of this type in general. By the way, I digress. I thought it would be prudent to make a video of my wish list for the year 2021. Now, I think this might change in the coming months because tastes change, ideas change, finances change, all that stuff changes. But going forward in, this current time period of my life, these are the things that I have that are on my wish list. I'm going to start with the non-luxury items first. So I'm going to timestamp this video, so if you're interested in just the luxury purchases, you can skip ahead. But I'm going to kind of cover a few different aspects of life in general, and here we go. So the first things on my wish list for 2021, and probably the things that I'm going to purchase first, are a couple of different lifestyle things. I really want a silk pillowcase. I think it might be just a good thing to try. I'm interested in the benefits of having a silk pillowcase, that they can be cleaner, that they can be good for your skin, that they can be good for your hair. So that's something that I'm planning to pick up sooner over later. On the same note, I also want to get more into skincare and skincare routines in 2021. That's one of my yearly goals. I had kind of started that in 2020 in terms of getting better at using a face wash every day and every night, using moisturizer on my face and using sunscreen on my face. Sunscreen, very important. Even in the winter, use sunscreen. But I hadn't really done a lot of research about skincare products. I'd kind of just gone with what I thought would be good at the time, but I hadn't really sat down and spent the time on what are the good products, what are the ingredients, what would be the most beneficial for my type of skin tone, really experimenting and finding what I wanted. So that's one of my goals for 2021 in general, is to really hone in on the skincare products that would be best for me and really do a skincare routine regularly. And I'll be interested to see if there are any benefits to that. Now, sort of on the same note as lifestyle, but kind of not, is I really want to get a lighting setup. I've been really enjoying doing YouTube in the last year. I just started in August of 2020, and it's been a really fun experience. It's definitely a hobby that I've really enjoyed, and I'm very limited to when I can film my videos because I have to film with the daylight. I'm quite lucky in that I have a big window that gets a lot of sun, but especially if I get home from work and it's 4 o'clock in the winter, there's definitely no sun anymore. So I'm kind of limited to doing videos on the weekends when I can get up and do them during the day. I'd like the ability to film videos kind of whenever I want, especially if I get a hot tip at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. And I'm just thinking more about the future of my channel and wanting to expand and grow my channel. So I think lighting might be a good way to go. On the same note, I'm also interested in investing in a camera, not a very expensive, fancy, super duper fancy, awesome camera, but just one that I can use to film on. I currently film on my phone and I don't really have too many complaints about that, but I would love to up my picture quality. I'd love to up my sound quality. It's actually really cool. I had a friend gift me a boom mic for Christmas, and so I'm using that to plug into my phone now, and I actually think that I've really noticed a sound quality difference. If you have, please do let me know, because I'm curious if you've heard it as well as I've heard it. But that was kind of the step towards, I can up my sound quality, I could up my picture quality, I could up my lighting setup. So those are things that I'm planning to do, again, hopefully sooner over later in 2021. Another lifestyle item I forgot to mention, by the way, is I would like Possibly. This is very much a maybe, but I'm thinking about upgrading to a Fitbit Versa 3. Now, I currently have the Fitbit Versa, the original one. I don't have the 2. I don't have the Sense. I'm not interested in the Sense. And I really like the Fitbit Versa. I've used it pretty much every day since I've got it, barring sometimes that the battery hasn't charged. And the battery is kind of giving out on me. So before I was getting 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 days on a charge. Now I'm kind of lucky if I get like 2 to 3. Not super pleased about that, but the Fitbit Versa 2 and the Fitbit Versa 3 has a longer battery life if you don't use the always on display and don't drain the GPS function on the 3. So I'm kind of thinking about that. I had originally thought that maybe I just get the 2 because the Versa 2 has a button and the Versa 3 just has haptic feedback, and I don't love haptic feedback, but the Versa 3 comes with a different band option, and I'm really allergic to certain metals. I have to wear semi-precious metals or surgical steel. Otherwise, the metal eats into my flesh, and you might have noticed that I often have a bandage on this wrist. That is because if I don't wear the bandage, the watch dissolves my skin. Not super fun. And basically one of the other reasons why I want to upgrade. The Fitbit Versa 3 does not have these little metal things that stick out on the band, so it would be a smooth experience, so probably wouldn't eat into my skin. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm thinking about upgrading. My watch still works pretty well, and the bandage has been okay so far, so it's not like on the top of my list, but I've been just sort of monitoring sales, and I'm thinking like, I kind of missed the Black Friday sales because I hadn't really thought about it that far, but I'm just, if a sale comes up for the Fitbit Versa 3 and I hear better things about the haptic feedback button, I'm thinking that I'm going to upgrade, I believe. If you have a Fitbit Versa 3, by the way, let me know how you like it. If the haptic feedback is good for you, or if you like any of the things that the Versa 3 offers, I'd be really interested to know. I've been watching a lot of reviews, but unfortunately, since the 3 just recently came out, there aren't a ton of reviews on it. So if you have personal experience, please do let me know. I'd be super interested. Now to the luxury category, which I'm sure that most of you are primarily interested in. So if you watched that previous part, cool, awesome, thanks. But if you skipped ahead to this part, I don't really blame you. I mostly have bags. This is a surprise to probably absolutely no one. A few SLGs and a surprise. So I'm going to just start from the first thing on my list, which is a Coach Cassie. Now, the Coach Cassie is a Coach bag that very, very much resembles the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis. I've liked the Coach Cassie for a while, but I never bit the bullet on buying it. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, especially Fashionably Elise has a couple of great videos on the Cassie, probably more than a couple, I think. And she's really done some in-depth reviews on what fits me. I've gone to the store and tried it on. I really like it. I'm primarily interested in the Coach Cassie in Oxblood. Now, during Black Friday, they had the Coach Cassie in Oxblood on sale for $175, and I didn't get it because I was looking at other things, and I kind of regret it now because it has since sold out. It was on like Black Friday discount clearance, and it's no longer on the website. They might be discontinuing that color. I'm not sure. Also, a Coach bag is the Coach Troop 16 in black. Now, when I went to the Coach store to try the Cassie on in person, the Troop 16 was also on sale for 50% off. It's normally $395. It was on sale for approximately $200. And it is such a cute little bag. I'm not really into teeny tiny top handles that you can't at least put on your wrist or crook of the arm it, but it comes with a crossbody strap too, and it's so cute. My goodness. That's pretty much all I have to say. Like, it's adorable, and because of the shape of it, it would fit a lot. Like, it would fit my phone. I did check. It would fit even a compact wallet. It would probably fit like a few other essentials. Yeah, and I just really like the look of it. It's really adorable. I kind of want it a lot. Maybe looking at the website often to just kind of see it again. I don't know if I would end up making the purchase as opposed to just like gazing at it longingly, but it is something that kind of is on the wish list as a maybe, Moving on to luxury as opposed to contemporary brands. Chanel. I am interested in a Chanel lambskin piece. and specifically a modern Chanel lambskin piece. I had been looking primarily at the card holder, the classic card holder in the lambskin style. I was looking for black with gold hardware, but those are really hard to find, and especially now after the holiday season, Chanel is wiped out. So I don't know if I'm going to get my hands on that piece. I was also considering the Chanel Mini O case, the little pouch, also in black with gold hardware if possible, but that's also impossible to find. I was looking on the pre-love market. I would consider making a pre-love market purchase. I'd seen some things on Fashion File actually that I was interested in, but I held off just because of my Fashion File experience. I'll link that video. I'm still tempted to buy it because they have it. Mixed feelings on that. Let me know what you think. Like, I had the experience with Fashion File, but overall, are they worth buying from again? Mixed feelings, mixed feelings. But the reason I want lambskin specifically and not caviar is because, first of all, I have a few caviar pieces. You just saw me recently unbox my caviar walk, which I really, really like. And I have my caviar flap camellia card holder in the pink. I have this vintage lambskin single flap bag, the small single flap. And I love this piece. It's gorgeous and I love the feel of the lambskin. And I'm also a nerd and really want a modern lambskin piece that I can kind of age myself and compare. It's a piece that I actually would not be getting to use. Well, kind of yes and no. It'd be a piece that I'd be getting to touch and look at and age, which is probably silly if this isn't something that you're really interested in, because I like leathers on top of just the bags and the products in general. I really like comparing and contrasting and feeling and touching the different leathers. And Chanel lambskin is so characteristic of Chanel that I think it'd be cool to kind of get a piece of that history. That might be nuts. Let me know if you think that's nuts or if you agree with me or understand where I'm coming from. But yes, so I'm looking primarily for an SLG, a modern lambskin piece. Also interested in vintage Chanel still. I'm really interested in another vintage Chanel piece with the plated gold hardware. I love the look of the classic flaps, but they're harder to find in the condition that I'm interested in. I like some of the more unusual or differently styled bags too, so I'm kind of just looking at what is available and seeing what comes up. I don't have a specific definite bag in mind for the vintage Chanel piece that I'm looking for, but I'm looking for kind of unique pieces. I wouldn't say no to a medium flap or even a jumbo in lambskin in really good condition, but because it's not the definite thing I want, I'm sort of just waiting to see what comes up on the pre-love market. I don't have any modern Chanel pieces in mind on my wish list, primarily because at this point Chanel sort of priced me out, which is a little bit unfortunate to say because I do really like the brand and I especially like the brand's history. I think that they have a lot of beautiful pieces, but at this point spending upwards of $6,000 on a bag is a little bit much for me. Do I think that I'm never going to buy a new Chanel again? Not sure. I will definitely be keeping my eye on what comes out in the next seasons. Not super interested in a lot of the stuff that came out in the last couple of runway shows, like the Métier d'Art mostly had really teeny tiny bags that you can fit like a Tic Tac in, and that's not really my thing. I'm not saying no forever, but because I'm not interested in like getting a classic modern jumbo at this time, there's not a lot of newer pieces that I can see myself getting. I tried on the Coco handle and it's just a little bit awkward with the handle for me. It didn't like really fit my body type. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I like Chanel. I like the brand. I like their history. I love their heritage, but probably not going to be getting a new bag from them. Subject to change. Another SLG that I'm interested in getting is a YSL card holder. And yes, I've mentioned this in several videos of mine before, but the reason I have is because it's something that I'm interested in and I have yet to buy. I have a couple of different colors in mind. A few seasons ago, there was this beautiful green with silver hardware that I missed out on because I had just been getting into YSL and it sold out before I made the purchase and I still kind of regret it. But that being said, they come out with new colors every season, so I'm just sort of waiting to see what pops up. I do like the rouge color. Not the bright red and not the very dark red, but sort of the one in between with the gold hardware. So I'm thinking about maybe that one if I don't see another color that comes up in the next who knows? If I end up biting the bullet on a classic color, it would probably be the Rouge one with the gold hardware. I really still like the green, and I'm sort of holding out to see if another green pops up because I like how YSL does their greens that I've seen so far. But I'm willing to wait on the card holder. I have one that is perfectly usable right now, and though I'd like to upgrade to the YSL, it's not a must-have. The other thing is that YSL often goes into the sale. So there were a lot of really awesome sales for Black Friday on like Saks and Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom. I didn't buy anything then, but Saks does have sales fairly frequently, and Saint Laurent sometimes does go into those sales. So if I end up seeing a sale pop up with a color that is currently in stock that I like, I'd probably go for it then. Sticking with the SLGs, I'm also really interested in getting a Hermes Bastia. Now, I have never bought anything from Hermes before, so this would probably be my first Hermes purchase unless I bought a scarf or something, or maybe dishware, but I'm really interested in getting a Bastia kind of first. I don't have an Hermes boutique anywhere near where I live. One is actually supposed to open in 2021 in my fancy mall. I don't know if that's going to change what with the current situation still, but I'm sort of keeping an eye on it. If it does end up opening sometime this year, like probably before June, I'd try to buy it in store, but I am really picky with the color I want. I'm not certain about what color I want, but I'm not really interested in just a taupe or a gold or a noir. I want like a cool, fun color that you can't normally get, because I love how Hermes does their bright colors. So that's sort of what I'm interested in. I'm really interested in a verso, so you could get two colors at the price of one, kind of, sort of, not really. But it depends on what colors are available on the website and what might be available in the boutique. I don't want an Epsom leather piece. I do like the idea of goatskin because I don't have any goatskin pieces. Not sure. I'll see. Also, an Hermes piece is I'm interested in getting a vintage Hermes piece. Probably not a Kelly or a Birkin because those are kind of out of the price range that I'm interested in paying for the vintage Hermes. But I've been looking at a lot of their other pieces because Hermes has been around for a long time, and they've been making bags since the 1920s. They have a variety of pieces that are kind of the predecessors to some of their current bags. For instance, they have several bags that sort of predate the current Constants that have a buckle in the front and an adjustable strap, which I really like. I looked at a few different ones, one that I almost purchase and still kind of stare at. But the thing is about the Hermes vintage bag is I really want one that predates the 70s. I'd like one that's, kind of like the 1960s or older, because I'm looking specifically for an older Hermes piece, and I want one in good condition in a style that I really like. The one that I did like, it was beautiful. It was in this gorgeous burgundy. The seller wasn't able to find the blind stamp on it. The blind stamp is a little stamp that the artisan presses into the leather that will date the bag. So, A with a circle is a date, and the seller could not find the blind stamp on the bag when I asked. That doesn't mean that the bag is inauthentic. Sometimes artisans just forget to do the blind stamp, or the blind stamp is in a place that the seller can't, pinpoint. But I didn't want to buy the bag knowing that it was at least 1965 or later and not knowing whether or not it was like a 1980 bag or a 1990. It's a Fons Belle. Oh, that's what it's called. So the bag I was looking at is called the Fons Belle, and the Fons Belle, I believe, was made from the late 1960s up until the 1990s. And the bag that I liked was gorgeous, but I didn't want to buy a Fons Belle that might have been made in like 1992 when I would have preferred a bag that was made in like 1967, I'm still keeping my eye out on the pre-love market at large. I don't have a time limit on wanting to buy this particular piece, so I have a lot of leeway in looking for things that I really want or things of interest, so I've got time. This isn't a must-have because I don't have a specific piece in mind. It's just sort of like I want something, and I know I want something, so I'm keeping my eye out on in general. And if you know about vintage Hermes, please let me know. I'd love to discuss this and talk more. Feel free to message me on Instagram, by the way. I'm Classics with a Quirk. And if you ever want to start a conversation in general on Instagram, please do message me. I'd love to chat. I love this community, and I'd love to make more friends in it. So that actually brings me to my final item on my wish list, which is a Dior scarf, specifically this one. This is the Dior Tree of Life scarf in the blue-green color, and I think it is gorgeous. It is not a scarf that I would be wearing. This is a piece that I would frame and hang up, and I am actually going to be moving this year, so having this as an art piece is something that I really want to, decorate my new place and make it my own, make it part of my own, something of my own. I'm not actually really great at decoration, but this is a piece that I'd love to hang up. Maybe getting into decoration. Who knows? Not me. I'll see. I digress again. I think it's a gorgeous scarf. I really like it. I'm on the fence about getting it, and I shouldn't be on the fence about getting it because with luxury brands, especially these kinds of pieces, once they're gone, they're gone. By the time this video comes up, I might have even made the purchase. I don't know. I will let you know if that happens. That is my luxury wish list of 2021. It's kind of a short wish list, but it's got a lot of different things on it. I do suspect that I'll probably be adding things onto this wish list as the year progresses, so I might do an updated one in a little bit. But these are the pieces that I'm primarily interested in right now in the beginning of 2021 that I'm hoping to get sooner rather than later. And most of these pieces are pieces that I pretty much are definitely going to buy or really, really want to buy. They're on my wish list for a reason. Do you have a luxury wish list or a wish list in general, lifestyle or otherwise? Please do leave a comment down below and let me know. I'd love to discuss it. Good luck to all of us continuing to go forward in the year of 2021. Here's hoping there will be more positives. And as always, thank you so much for watching. By the way, if you like this video, please do give it a like because that super duper helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you would like to see more of me, please do subscribe because that helps the algorithm even more. Hi, it's me from the future. I filmed this video ahead of time, and so I didn't mention in this video that I'm actually hosting a giveaway. The giveaway is for this Louis Vuitton key pouch and the Damier Bean. I'm going to just link my giveaway video up here and down below, so if you're interested in entering the giveaway and haven't yet, you can. You can follow the instructions in that video to enter. The giveaway runs until February 28th. Thank you again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Can you sit? Please? Please sit. Okay. There. In my lap. Here's your tail.